Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute, I know. But here we are. I have these filmed, and there's no sense in not posting them. So I have this wooden particle board tree from the Dollar Tree, and I have some vintage Christmas sheet music here. And I'm just taking Tombow markers, the different greens of Tombow markers. I'll link them in the description below. And I'm just coloring through over all of this sheet music. And what is this? Have yourself a merry little Christmas. So there's no rhyme or reason for this. You could just do one color. I like kind of the ombre, like faded color into another color. And then Tombow markers have this blending marker. It's just a white marker. You can blend the colors together. And my Tombows are old. I've been junk journaling for like 10 years now. And so my Tombows are old biddies now, and some of them are drying out. So my blender marker definitely has served its time. So in lieu of that, I took some water with a paintbrush and I put a towel underneath and just blended the marker coloring together. And I know you can still see like the streaked lines and such, but that's not going to be too big of an issue because we're actually going to tear this paper up. So I'm going to separate the one page, and the tree's pretty big, but I only ended up needing this one sheet. And so I kind of see how long or wide I need my biggest piece to be. And I just start there. And, this is going to be kind of a rustic looking, this is not a neat craft. It's not precise. We're just tearing the pieces apart, and we're going to basically collage these onto the tree with Mod Podge. And I kind of pick what words I really want to be shown and not. And then there's no, rules here. Just put them where you want, fill in the gaps if you want, or don't fill in the gaps. I don't like any white space. I'm like that when I junk journal too. And so I like to occupy all of the space. And, you can tear these in bigger or smaller strips. You can put them vertically. I chose to put the music as you would read it, even though you're not really reading this music now. And I put them where I thought they looked good and did a little patchwork. And I purposely didn't put them in the same order I tore them because I didn't want it to be that clean. I wanted it to look very collaged and scrappy and put together. So I'm going to finish putting all of this on, and then we're going to come back and do some distressing. So you see, I'm just adding a thin layer of Mod Podge over top, and I'm getting underneath any little edges that are not tacked down all the way. And then I took you can see it on screen there, the X-Acto knife, and those are from the Dollar Tree, those X-Acto knives, and I cut around the entire tree. And then I took my Tim Holtz vintage photo distressing ink and went around all the edges of the tree to distress it I love a good distressing. And so then I just took any of the like white pieces of paper from tearing and toned those down and gave a little brown tinge to them, which you see on a tree, like you would with any tree. And then it needed a star. So I had cut this star out from felt, and I thought I was recording, and I apologize because it was not recording. And I added some loose glitter with Mod Podge and added that on there. And then this is the final look, and I think it came out super cute. Just a reminder that if you guys are enjoying my videos, please give me a like and a subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. So I have this Kewpie, Irwin Kewpie doll, and this picture here is what I'm trying to recreate. I actually own that Kewpie doll. It's part of my vintage Christmas collection, but I have this smaller doll, Irwin. It's made by Irwin. He is vintage. He's like a celluloid plastic, so he's hollow. And we are going to make him a little felt Santa outfit. And this is a no-sew, so you don't need any sewing. You just need enough fabric of whatever fabric it is you're going to use. I like to use felt. Because felt's kind of, you can stretch it a little bit, and this is the like softer felt. There's a more stiffer felt that you can buy that won't work for this. You want something that's very soft and pliable. There's which oddly enough is actually the thicker, more stiffer felt is more expensive. I think this was like, I want to say it was like 15 cents at Hobby Lobby. Or no, actually, this is a whole roll. I misspoke. This is a whole roll. I think this is 3 yards that I got at, see, there's my roll. I got this at the Dollar Tree. I had gotten some other felt at Hobby Lobby, but their sheets of felt at Hobby Lobby, I think, are like 15 or 20 cents, something like that. So I'm just guessing here. I'm just eyeballing and gluing and just kind of winging it. As again, if you're not new here, you know I wing my crafts. I'm a craft as I go. And if you are new here, hi, welcome. And I spontaneously craft with no pre-thought plans, or at least not very extensive pre-thought plans. I am just trying to cover his appendages and his body in red felt and somewhat make him a jacket. So I covered his arms, and then I cut out some armholes, and we're going to slip this on him like a vest slash jacket thing. And you'll see me put it on him here in just a second. So these will slip through. And this kind of reminded me of watching the scene in Sleeping Beauty when the fairies are making her dress while she's out picking berries. If you know, you know. And if you do know, let me know in the comments. But that's what that just gave me Sleeping Beauty feels. Anyway, so this is obviously going to be his little jacket, and we are hot gluing it down. And I know, like, not everyone's a sewer, so this is a really great way to like make clothing for a doll without having to stress about sewing. And I'm not being very particular about my cuts, because a lot of this is going to be covered up with trim, with the fuzzy white trim, which I also got at the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is really great, like if you want to buy like a whole yard or whatever, what have you, of a lot of fabric for fairly cheap. The Dollar Tree, when they have it in stock, has a lot of great fabric options, different patterns and textiles and stuff like that. So now that his jacket is on, we need to make his hat. And you can see here, he definitely had stuff glued to him, and he has these holes on the top. So I'm wondering if at one point he was a laundry sprinkler, which if you don't know what that is, it was usually had powder in them, and you would sprinkle it onto clothes and get it wet, or have water in this and use it as a sprinkler to steam clothes or iron clothes, or use it as like a stain remover. There's a stain remover powder that existed. I will try and put a picture up here if I can, of what I'm talking about. Like Mary Maid sprinklers were really popular. I'll put some pictures up if you guys are like, what is she talking about? But if you're a vintage lover, odds are you probably know what I'm talking about. So I'm just eyeballing his hat here and trying to figure out what we're going to do and how I want to put it together. And I will come back shortly. So I got these little gnome ornaments from the Dollar Tree, and I cut off one of their noses to act as the pom-pom base. And what I mean by base is this is just going to help when I add the fur on to give me a more bulbous looking fluff. So this is also from the Dollar Tree. This is the white trim I'm using. It's probably a 12 by 12 square, I think, of 12-inch square of fur. Warning, this stuff gets everywhere. You will feel like you have brushed a cat afterwards. The fuzz gets everywhere because when you cut it, whatever's not attached to that grid is going to fall out. So when I cut each strip, which is maybe half an inch or less, quarter of an inch wide, I then kind of run my hands across it and try to get most of the extra fluff that wasn't attached removed because it was like Velcro to the felt. So just be aware that when you work with this stuff, it'll get everywhere. So this is the final product. I debated the trim on his ankles, and I'm so glad I did because it brought him all together. And he's sitting in my tree. He was for sale, but I did a live sale on YouTube, which I totally dropped the ball about telling you guys. So my apologies, but he's already gone. But I have tons of Christmas left in my store. I will try to get it out to you guys ASAP. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.